We're here at the 1993 Big Time Celebration at Chaw'se Indian Grinding Rock. I'm here with Sam Baugh. Sam, what a turnout.
Yes, it's quite a few people. We probably have a full parking lot at the Meadow and at the regular parking lot.
Okay, why don't we tell the viewers what goes on here in the three-day event here?
Well, this is what we celebrate the Acorn Festival for the following year, and we have traditional dancing and Indian gambling hand games and Indian football. That's the boys against the girls. That's the time a guy can get even with his sister, you know. So, and then we have traditional dancing in the roundhouse, and we open it for the public during the day. Okay. The public can be part of it during the day.
All right, you have lots of vendors, interesting, authentic Indian things. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, we try to keep it authentic as possible. We try to keep Indian preference in the vendors, so you know Native American people have the first opportunity to sell the stuff that they make. We don't go for rubber tomahawks or bows and stuff like that. We try to keep it all traditional and quality stuff.
Okay, let's talk about the deep pit barbecue.
Yeah, we barbecued 6 deer and about 300 pounds of beef. We put it in the pit for about 10 hours. And then we keep our fingers crossed and open it up and serve it. Okay, you're going to serve how many people here today, do you think? Well, by looking around, looks like probably 1,400 to 1,600 people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of meat. Okay, there's some other booths there that are making a special kind of bread. Tell me about that. It's called fry bread. That a long time ago when the non-Indian people were coming in and they were putting Indians on reservations and stuff, and what they would do is, because Indians couldn't hunt or no more, so they would give them lard and flour, and that was what they were supposed to live on. So the Indian learned how to make a bread and then let it fry in a bunch of grease, and so that became a traditional food called fry bread. Okay, what are your thoughts today? How do you feel about this celebration? Well, I feel good. We have no alcohol or drugs, so we have no problems there. Everybody just turns their kids loose. It's just like a big family reunion, and other than being really tiring, it's a great event. Okay, how many tribes are here, and from what areas do they come from? All over the United States. All over the United States. It's a California Indian function, but they come from all over, you know. Great. So. All right, your family's here, working hard, I noticed. You bet. They better be. Great. Good to talk to you, and thanks for the welcome. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye. I'm here outside the Roundhouse with some of the members of the Pomo tribe. Hi, your name is Barbara? Yes, it is. And you are? Maria Treviso. Okay, and you are, sir? David Smith. Okay, why don't you tell us what just went on inside the Roundhouse and a little about your tribe? Okay, we're singers for the Northern Pomo Dancers. They're a group of young youth who have danced together. We have a dance troupe of about 28 kids. It fluctuates between, you know, a lot of people come to dance because a lot of the Pomo people dance somewhat similar. So we're able to all dance together. This is our celebration, a day of celebration for us, and so we come to this Roundhouse to celebrate being Indian. Being able to be Native American. The kids enjoy, they learn from their culture. This is like our church. The Roundhouse is like our church. We go in there and we dance and we pray. Our dancing is praying. And we come here every year and we dance with other groups that come here. The Maidus are here, and the Pomos from Lake County have brought the Big Heads, which is another spiritual dance that the Pomo people do. Okay, what area of the country are you from, of the state? Mendocino County. The Pomos come from Santa Rosa up to Laytonville, the whole area. We're divided geographically. You'll have like the Redwood Valley Pomo, the Hopland Pomo Indians, the Point Arena, Manchester Pomo Indians. They're all called the Pomo Indians, but geographically is how we're divided. Okay, why don't you share with us your thoughts today? Well, this is, like she said, you know, it's a day of celebration because yesterday is noted as California Indian Days, and a lot of people think that the only Native Americans who are around are the ones that wear the headdress, such as the Plains dancers or the type of regalia that was shown in Dances with Wolves. Well, in California, there's colorful yet different dress styles and customs that people don't usually see in the movies. And this is our way of saying, you know, we are alive, we are well, and to get together and in fellowship with the Miwoks, the Maidus, the Wintunes, and to share the dances and the songs, and to come together in the new Roundhouse that they've just done. Isn't it wonderful? I think it's great. Just last week they did up at West Point the dedication of the new Roundhouse up there. So like during September, this is harvest time. You honor that we got a good harvest, that we're coming together, coming into winter time, a time of renewal. to get together with family, friends, and neighbors and everybody. Wonderful. We're happy to be here, too. Why don't you explain to us what you did in there and a little about the ceremony?
Well, I do a lot of singing and do some rocking, what we call kabla in our language, to keep the rhythm to the dancers so you could direct them around. And what I do is I work with a lot of kids too and teach them how to make regalias and how to, do all the instruments and things like that. That's my job.
Okay.
That's like a consultant to a lot of the tribes.
Okay, what are you holding here?
This is what we call the clappers, haibati batsas, and these are pomo drums. See, they're different than what we call the ordinary plain drums.
Okay.
But this is our style of. And as you see in the roundhouse, we had the beat on the drum. That's how you learn how to dance. So that's the beginners go back there and get the beat.
Okay, I noticed you had very small children, 3 years old maybe, out there, 4 years old.
19 months is our youngest.
19 months. How do you train a child like that? Because they were doing just as well as those young men I saw that were probably 20 or 30.
No, we're finding that the beat and the spirit is coming out in them. Even though some family members have been estranged from their home area, this is coming out in their dreams and their songs. And all they need is to be exposed just a little bit, and it comes out. They need maybe just a little direction from some of the older dancers like Dave, and it comes out. And then the other older girls too. It's been in them.
Yeah, we go by a philosophy that the knowledge of our ancestors run within the veins of our children. And even though they have never ever been taught, if given the time to dream and given the people to nurture their culture, like Dave, to come along and talk to them and tell them that yes, it is all right for you to do this. All that stuff is coming out, and it comes out of the little 19-year-old, and he's never been around anybody. You don't teach them. It's in there. They teach us. We have to watch them for the old steps that come back. Like our rock man, he was congratulated by an elder who said, "I haven't heard that since I was a little boy." See, Dave's worked with him, and a lot of other men have worked with him, and it's just like it's there. It's just got to make it okay for it to come out.
But then like what you were saying, that it's in them. About 6 years ago, a little girl was sitting on the grinding rock over here, and she started singing a song spontaneously. And some of the elder women who were sitting at a conference said, "Whose little girl is that?" And they go, "Oh, well, she belongs to her." And they go, "She's not even from around here." But that's an old harvest song from this area.
And it just came through her.
Spontaneously.
Okay.
And that just needs to, we feel that it's genetically encoded, just like blue eyes and dark hair, or that you might have some sort of other hereditary trait, that this knowledge and this culture is in you.
Okay, when you're actually here at Indian Grinding Rock, Chaw'se, you feel there's a very spiritual feeling here. It almost is maybe the feeling that makes these people that are here, some of the people, just feel like they can feel comfortable being and doing. Is that kind of how you feel about it?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay. Are there other places like this around California?
Yes,
as special as this?
Yes, we have a couple of roundhouses. There's a roundhouse at West Point. Then in Dave's reservation, there's a roundhouse also.
Okay, where you mean West Point, right near here? Oh, I didn't know that. Why don't you tell us other things that go on, other tribes around Northern California?
Well, they have a lot of different dances, like the bear dance down south. And up north, they have the jump dance, renewal of the earth. It's all different, all California, but we're all totally different. And we have all different types of musics and songs, and regalias are different.
Okay, you're very proud of what goes on here today.
Yeah, I'm always proud of coming. I've been coming here every year for about 8-9 years, in the row.
There's the Point Arena Roundhouse and the Kashaya Roundhouse,
okay,
and then other spots that people go to gather seaweed and surf fish, and then just together and dance, just in an open place. It doesn't even have to be a roundhouse. It might be a clearing, brush house dances.
All right. Well, wonderful to talk to all of you. Nice to meet you, and thank you again for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Nice to see you here today. With me is James Marcus. James, how do you do?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Fine. Why don't you tell me what your job is and what your thoughts are today?
I am the coordinator of the El Dorado Amador County Indian Education Program, and we are a Title V program, which means we're federally funded. And our program's purpose is to serve the special educational needs of Indian children in El Dorado and Amador County.
Okay, what are some of those needs? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of different ways that we fulfill our children's needs. One of those is we have a tutoring program, so we offer one-on-one tutoring for our kids that are struggling from kindergarten to 12th grade. It could be a single subject or many subjects. We do have a lot of kids that struggle through school for a lot of different reasons. Some of those reasons are culturally related reasons, and others, some of our families we do have some alcoholism and dysfunctional family kinds of things that we need to deal with. So that's one way. We also offer cultural presentations in the classroom, so we go directly into the classrooms and talk about Indian culture, local Indian culture, California Indians, the Indians of the nation, all different kinds of things.
Do you have an office?
Yes, my office, I work out of the El Dorado County Office of Education, so I'm part of the county office.
Okay. Is there a phone number if somebody is interested in finding out more about what you do and the function that you have here in the community? Do you have a phone number?
Yes, it's 622-7130, extension 256, and that's area code 916.
Okay, do you have a special job here today at Big Time?
Well, our purpose for being here is we're hoping that we can identify some more Indian kids in El Dorado and Amador County. All the kids that are registered in our program are self-identified through the public school system.
What does that mean, self-identified?
Well, we send certification forms home with each kid at the very beginning of the school year. They take them home to their parents. The parents choose to fill them out or not fill them out, and then get them back to the schools. The school gets them back to us, and you can see there's a lot of area in there where the form can either end up underneath a stack of mail or in the garbage or, you know, on the bottom of somebody's car. And
so when a child registers, does that mean that they have been identified as part Indian? Is that what it is?
Identify themselves as Indian.
Okay.
And
then
once
they can utilize the benefits that your people.
Yeah, and our funding is based solely on the amount of kids we can identify. So the more kids, the more funding that we will receive.
Wonderful. Okay.
And that we're here to do that. We're also offering some activities for the kids to kind of draw them in and teach them a few of the activities that we do.
Okay, you were sharing with me this arbor here. Why don't you tell me about this? Is absolutely beautiful. It was just made recently.
Well, actually,
recovered?
I think yeah, it was just recovered recently. They cover it every year. It's covered with willow. Willow is a plant that grows around here. It's very common, and the willow can be used for baskets. It can be used making all kinds of things. It's real easy to work with, and Indians have been using it for thousands of years.
I was a florist before I did this, and we used curly willow a lot in flower arrangements, and as I look up I can recognize it's similar. And it's quite expensive, I don't know, in the flower market, so it's pretty neat. You guys have it right here in the area.
Yeah, if you're willing to go do the work, it's free.
Oh, that's right. Anything else you'd like to add about your feelings and your thoughts of today?
Well, today is a celebration for Indian people, and it's nice to see a lot of non-Indians here celebrating as well. We just kind of open up our home, so to speak, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I appreciate you coming.
Thank you for sharing with us, James.
You're welcome.
With me is Christina, and she's going to explain what she's doing with some of the people here. I see beets, but I also see pine nuts. Tell me about this.
Okay, well, these are pine nuts, and they come out of pine cones, and they're raw like this, and what we're doing is we're teaching the kids respect and patience, actually, because what they need to do is file on each end down until you can get a hole, like this young man has done very well.
Oh, they are actually.
They have meat inside of them, which afterwards they need to take a paper clip and clean the meat out in order to make a bead. And then you can pick from the sorted beads that we have here, and they can make themselves a necklace or a bracelet. And the deal is, for every one that they make, we'll match them. You know, so we're busy here also, and we're making bracelets.
Okay, so hi, who are you?
Rico.
How do you feel about doing this? Isn't this special? What do you think about it? Are you looking forward to being able to poke a hole through there and being able to string it?
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Where are you from? What town?
Woodland.
Woodland. You came a long way to Big Time. Okay, is your family here with you?
Yeah, my brother, he's right there, and my cousin's right next to him.
Okay, great. Nice to meet you guys. Okay, what is your name?
Ollie.
And you're from Woodland?
Yeah.
Okay, and how about you?
My name's Brennan.
Okay, so this is pretty special. Have you ever done this before?
No.
Okay, so you're going to go away here maybe with a bracelet?
Yeah.
Okay,
hopefully.
that's great. All right, good to talk to you kids. Thank you. I'm here with two gentlemen that make Native American flutes. This is Walter, this is Chris. Nice to meet you, Walter.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Why don't you tell me what you're doing and what you do with these flutes that you make?
I play the flute. I started by just curiosity, and then it just eventually became a big part of my life. It was something that I've discovered recently that my father told me about from a long time ago, where one of my grandfathers used to make flutes. Wow. So in a sense, the craft of making flutes is coming back into the family.
Okay.
And so I've been making flutes and I play for about a year and a half now. And I'm just, it's
Okay,
really
what are you
nice.
actually, you're actually making a little bear that's going to go on the top. Tell me how that works, and you'll show me actually.
Okay.
Tom, can you get a shot of this? Okay.
What it is? Okay, here, I'll explain the flute. The flute is 2 pieces of wood that are just, it's split. And it's hollowed out from here, from this point, all the way down through here. And then from here to here. And on this part right here, there's a wall of wood. Now what happens is you blow and you fill up this chamber with air, and what you have is a block that sits on top of here, on top of this little plate. Or you could carve out the bottom side of the block. The air comes up through here and hits here, and if you look right here, there's a beveled edge.
Okay, Tom, maybe he can zoom in and get a shot of that. Good job. Okay.
Right.
And that beveled edge.
Is what gives the tone of the flute.
Okay.
The air hits it, it splits, and you have your flute.
Okay.
And then I'm not exactly sure on how the first hole was established, but from what I was told, it was like a hand length away.
Okay.
And then from thereafter, it's a finger
Okay.
for 6 holes.
So nobody told you that, or you had to learn something?
I learned from another friend of mine.
All right, good. I'm going to talk to this guy over here. This is Chris, and I'll be back with you, Walter. Hi, Chris. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. Tell me, this is a business you two are in. You're from Pleasanton. Walter's from Berkeley. Tell me about your business and what you make and how you develop this.
Okay, actually, like Walter said, I came across the flute about a year and a half ago. Really fell in love with the sound of the flute, and was looking. After about 9 months of playing, I was really looking hard to find someone to teach me how to make it. And I ran across Walter in the Bay Area, and he kind of took me under his wing and showed me how to make the flutes.
Okay, this one is made out of cedar. This is beautiful. How much are these when you sell them actually at a place like this or at a store?
The finished flute itself, plain like this, it runs about 125, and then they can go upwards depending on if there's beadwork on them or any kind of ornamentation.
Okay, you were sanding this, or what? How do you actually make it so smooth?
It's done on a lathe. We round it out with a lathe, sand it on the lathe, get a nice finish on there. Do a little bit of hand sanding, and then we put a coat of beeswax on it. Gives it a nice shiny finish and seals the wood.
Okay, where do you market these and how?
Actually, this is our first show that we've done. Other than that, we're going to start selling in shops in the Bay Area and different shows.
Can I give a phone number if people are interested in buying one of these or obtaining one? Okay, their phone number on their card is 510-846-9414, and I'm going to take one of these cards so you can call me. This is quite interesting. I like this. Now, I was here earlier and you were playing. Can you play me something? Just a little something? Do you have one that's put together?
Yeah, I think this one's...
And is this a song that you made up, or is this a traditional kind of song?
The flute, I mean, what I think of the flute is it draws on the inner part of a person. It draws on what you feel. And that's how I look at playing it, is you play, it's kind of like spontaneous. You just play, you go, you develop a melody, and you carry it on. And it depends on how you feel inside your heart.
Okay.
That's how I look at the flute.
All right.
I don't try to, write out notes or try to, write out a song or so. I get a lot of inspiration from Carlos Nakai. He's kind of like, he's got some great music out, and some of his music has really inspired me.
Okay, well, let me hear something. Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you very much.
And lots of luck to you on your new business.
Great, thank you.
With me is Santiago Tafoya from Marysville, a beautiful artist. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. This is beautiful what you have around your neck. Did you make that?
It's called a choker. Yes, I did.
Okay, that's beautiful. Tell me about your work here. You're a sculptor. You do soapstone. Tell me about that.
Mostly soapstone, local soapstone, right here in Columbia Hill. That's where I get it from.
Okay.
I carve soapstone, pipestone, alabaster, marble, a little bit of wood, turquoise.
Okay, when you Your favorite piece was one over here. Tell me, do you see the image in it before you? What do you do? Come up with an idea, sketch it out?
In my head first. Then I just transfer it to the rock and just try to do it the way I see it in my head, you know. Well, this reminds me of a friend of mine. That's why I did it that way, you know. And that's to me, this is a storyteller. That one with the bear and the eagle is a storyteller.
And what do you mean by that?
I mean, there's a story behind it, you know.
Okay.
Or a story that goes along with it, you know.
Do you have a story you can share with us?
Yeah, well, like that one there, the bear and the eagle. If you notice on the front of the bear, there's a pear paw on the ground. That means don't tread on me, or don't come into my property, or my. In other words, no trespassing. You know? So the eagle and the bear can't do that. But still, you get a shaman or a medicine man. They have all this power, and there's no conflict, you know. Which I think is pretty good, you know.
Okay, I like that. Okay, any other stories you can share with us? Tell me about this. Now, this is interesting. Is this your own hand?
That's my left hand, yeah.
Left hand? So did you carve it with your right?
Well, I used both hands, except I put my hand like this here, and then I chiseled and, you know, kept going like this here. It was kind of funny. And that red one's both of my hands.
Okay, this over here. Tom, can you pan around to this one? Now, this is a harder material. It's
Pipestone. It comes from Pipestone, Minnesota.
Pipestone, Minnesota. Did you go there, or somebody send it to you?
Send it to me.
Okay, that's
It's also known as Kaolinite.
Okay, so what do you do? This is a show here today. You're selling your wares. Tell me, what do you do to market your things? Are they in art galleries around Marysville or around area?
Sacramento, Truckee, Reno, all the way to San Diego. You know.
All right. Now, you were telling me just prior to the interview, if we can share that, you were on Channel 3 and Channel 10 or something. Tell me about that.
Somebody destroyed one of my totem poles I did for the school there.
Where in what city was your totem pole?
North Sacramento, Hagenwood Schools. Somebody cut the whole head off that thing. So asked me to come down there and see if maybe I can repair it. Or.
So you also can carve wood?
Yeah.
Can you do totem poles?
Any size of totem pole you like.
Are you commissioned where people can say, hey, I'd like something like this, can you make it for me?
I sure will try.
Can we give a phone number in case somebody's interested in getting something from you?
My phone number is Marysville, 916-743-4426. Just ask for Santiago.
Okay, they can do that. Before we go, can you share with me your thoughts of today and the big time celebration here at Chaw'se?
Well, I've been coming here since it started, and it's always a good show. What I like is they got venison, they got stew meat, buffalo stew meat, fried bread, and I'm getting hungry just talking about it.
It smells awful good. Okay, we'll let you go. Nice to meet you, Santiago, and lots of luck on your work. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for joining TSPN's television coverage of the big time celebration at Chaw'se Indian Grinding Rock State Park. The material, views, and opinions contained in this program are solely those of Tom Slivick Productions, who is solely responsible for the programs they produce, our sports show and Amateur This Week. Nothing contained in the program should be interpreted or construed to be the opinions of King Video Cable Company, Volcano Vision, Pacific Coast Cable Company, or our sponsors. Thank you. Amateur This Week is a Tom Slivick television